Connelly Early. That's all I need to say. Video's over. We'll see you guys in the next one. No, I'm just joking. Welcome back into this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to say. This is a very positive episode. I'm very excited to break down what we watched last night. But before we get into that, this is why you subscribe, because literally 2 days ago, I put out a video talking about how Connelly Early and Kyle Harrison could be getting primed and the Red Sox could be preparing to call them up. A day later, Connelly Early makes his major league debut and Kyle Harrison flies out to Sacramento, and it appears that he is probably going to pitch today for the Red Sox. Never wrong, just early. If you want that type of Red Sox coverage every single day, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, never wrong, just early, in the words of Jared Carrabis, but we like to do that here at the Red Sox Rundown as well. We're going to talk about Connelly Early, everything you need to know. We're also going to talk about Kyle Harrison. We also got some Romy Gonzalez injury news, a bit of an injury scare, and then we're going to talk about Connelly Early's major league debut. So let's start with the call-up first. Ken Rosenthal in the foul territory broke it first, got that tweet kind of in the middle of the day yesterday, and shocked, to say the least, because we knew it, as I said in the video 2 days ago, we knew a move was going to have to happen eventually, because who was going to start today, Wednesday, the time that you're watching this? Who was going to start? We talked about the two candidates being Connelly Early or Kyle Harrison. I had said I think Kyle Harrison makes the most sense because he's got major league experience. He's knocking on the door. Everything lines up. And you know, Kyle Harrison has continued to be passed over. It seems like last week he might have gotten his opportunity, but then he had the ankle injury happen, very minor ankle injury happen, and it just never came to be. So I thought that Kyle Harrison made the most sense. But then yesterday, Dustin May goes on the IL. So Connelly Early is the one that gets the call. If you don't know who Connelly Early is, I'm sure you do now after watching his performance last night, but here's a little bit from Tyler Milliken on just his stuff in general. He said he's made 6 starts since reaching AAA with a 2.83 ERA, a 3.06 FIP in 28 and 2/3 innings, an 11.3 K per 9, a 3.5 walk per 9, has limited homers with a 0.6 home run per 9, nasty changeup. Been a battle for him to maintain velo deep in outings, but from all accounts, according to Tyler Milliken, he's been nasty, and we saw that firsthand last night. Now, again, the big surprise of this all was that Dustin May went on the IL. The same injury that Richard Fitz has. I find that a little interesting, a little weird, but a source told Chris Cotillo that May's injury is not expected to be a serious one. So I don't know how to feel about that. May spoke to the media yesterday and talked about how he is just kind of trying to get ahead of it so that he can come back and pitch soon. I am fine with him not pitching again for the Red Sox. I think we could all say that, but that was the first big news of the day. Connelly Early gets called up. Dustin May gets put on the IL. And surprised, to say the least, that was the first move the Red Sox made, and technically the only move that they made yesterday. We'll talk about Kyle Harrison here in a second. Another move that had to be made, because Early didn't have a 40-man roster spot, the move that they made was to call up Vaughn Grissom and then promptly place him on the 60-day IL with plantar fasciitis, which is like a foot injury. I'm sure you've heard of that injury, which effectively ends his season. And it rough go for Grissom. He honestly played really well in AAA. If you were following the Woo Sox this year, like he played pretty well, just never had an opportunity. There was never a gap for him to come up to the big league roster. And Cora even mentioned that in his pregame press conference before the game last night, that, you know, he played well in AAA, just there was never a spot for him on the team, and that's just unfortunately how it goes. But he was the other corresponding move that was made yesterday to open up the 40-man spot for Connelly Early. Do you agree with calling up Early? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think everyone's probably going to type their Y for yeses, specifically after Early shoves last night against the Athletics. But you let me know honestly, though, because I did have a few people in my comments a few days ago saying, I don't know if I want to have, to rely on, 2/5 of the rotation be these unproven rookie prospects. And I can understand that. So, be honest with me. Do you agree? One start is one start. We saw that with Payton Tolle. His first start was excellent. His second start, he struggled mightily. So you let me know honestly. Do you agree with calling up Connelly Early to the Red Sox rotation? I mean, I don't think he's going to go anywhere now for at least the rest of the season. I don't expect Dustin May to pitch again this season. They can say all they want. Oh, we'll try to get him back. He's going to see if he can get him back. I don't know. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Y for yes, N for no. You let me know down below in the comments section. So then Kyle Harrison. We got Tommy Cassell, who broke all of this, by the way. The foul territory and Ken Rosenthal broke the Connelly Early news, but Tommy Cassell has broken the rest of this, and he's like I said 2 videos ago, he's a fantastic follow. He covers the Woo Sox basically exclusively. So if you want all the latest on the AAA team, follow him. He's an excellent follow. He broke the news that Kyle Harrison was on his way to Sacramento to join the Red Sox, and he continued and he said, a week after the lefty pitcher was supposed to make his Sox debut before an ankle injury popped up, I'm told Harrison is expected to be available for Boston on Wednesday in their series finale against, he said Oakland, it's technically Sacramento, it's technically the Athletics, but, they're still the Oakland Athletics to all of us. And he then had a second tweet, and he continued. He said, with Connelly Early pitching today for Boston, the roster move for Kyle Harrison is still up in the air. But Harrison is traveling from Syracuse, New York, where Worcester is, to Sacramento to be an option for the Red Sox tomorrow in their series finale against the Athletics. And Chris Cotillo goes on a little bit later, and he drops the news that Payton Tolle is actually going to start today, which was a surprise because Cora said originally he was not going to start today, and that was how this whole conversation was brought up. Okay, well then who's going to start on Wednesday? But Cora dropped that he actually is going to start. It's going to be his first time starting on normal major league rest, 4 days rest. And so he's definitely going to be on a pitch count. He's not going to pitch long into the game. What I would expect, what Chris Cotillo expects, and what I think most people expect is that Payton Tolle will start the game, hopefully go maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 innings. And then Kyle Harrison comes in and is the bulk man for basically the rest of the game. I'd be totally okay with that. Again, see what you got in Kyle Harrison. See how Payton Tolle responds to limited rest. I'm down for all of that. And again, I've said this a million times. Nothing's worse than Dustin May. Anything is better than Dustin May. So for it to be a Payton Tolle, Kyle Harrison, two-headed monster bullpen day, I'm perfectly content with that over Dustin May. So it's not official as of the time of recording this at 12:26 a.m. on the 10th, the day that you're watching this. It's not official yet, but it seems like it is trending in that direction for Kyle Harrison to be pitching and making his Red Sox debut at some point today. I also want to say real quick for the record, I had someone in my comments yesterday say, Jack, we know you filmed these the night before, so why don't you just say today instead of yesterday? You're going to confuse people. Well, sir, I'm currently filming this video at 12:26 a.m. on Wednesday, so I'm technically filming it today. Checkmate, buddy. I gotcha. Are you excited to see Kyle Harrison pitch? Just go down below and type me in the comments. I'm very excited. I want to see what the kid's got. He is your premier acquisition from the Rafael Devers trade because you've already traded away James Tibbs. Jordan Hicks is an absolute dumpster fire. So Kyle Harrison's help me, Kyle Harrison. You're my only hope. He is the only hope of getting anything of substance from the Rafael Devers trade other than the salary dump. So if you're excited to see him pitch, type me down below in the comments. I really do appreciate it. All right, we're going to get into the game here in a second. But first, like I already said at the beginning of the video, this is why you subscribe, because when the Red Sox are scheming and getting ready to make roster moves, we cover them here on the channel. Like I said, 2 videos ago, which if you have not watched that video, go check it out. It's a video that not a lot of people watched. I don't know, it didn't hit the slipstream or whatever. Go watch that video, because we had Connelly Early and Kyle Harrison potentially being called up 2 days ago. And again, that was a report from Tommy Cassell, who I said you guys should follow on Twitter. I digress. We had that 2 days ago, a day before all of this chaos started happening. So you're going to get that on this channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out, because especially as the playoffs get closer, we are just continuing to up the input of content that we, or the output, excuse me. We are continuing to up the output of content on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. I would really appreciate it. And you're going to be the most knowledgeable Red Sox fan in your friend group if you do. Red Sox win 6-0. We've already talked about the Connelly Early call. Let's talk about his incredible performance in his major league debut. Red Sox win the series against the Athletics. They have the opportunity to sweep later today, which I hope they do, because the Yankees right now are in shambles. You've got the opportunity to pass the Yankees in the standings if you win and they lose. But it is the Connelly Early show. 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 11 Ks. He ties the franchise record for most strikeouts in a major league debut, and he did it in 5. 3 innings worth of strikeouts. 3 and 2/3 of his 5 innings were all strikeouts. Like, that's incredible. And the thing that I really liked most about this outing from Early is that he had so much poise. He was so relaxed, and he just looked like a big league pitcher. You know when a player has the look. Roman Anthony, perfect example of this. From the second Roman Anthony made his major league debut, he looked like a big leaguer. He didn't look like a rookie. He looked like he was comfortable under the lights at Fenway. Like, he looked like a seasoned veteran big leaguer. Connelly Early, although his face looks young, his demeanor, the way he composes himself, he looks like a seasoned big leaguer. And he had multiple innings where he had multiple runners on in jams that he had to get out of. And he worked his way out of every single one of them and did not give up a run. It was incredibly impressive for someone making their major league debut. And I get it, it's the Athletics, but I talked about it in yesterday's video. The Athletics lineup has a lot of very interesting pieces. MLB just put out a poll for their AL Rookie of the Year yesterday, and the top 2 are Athletics. So this is not a team to scoff at. And for Connelly Early to come out and absolutely shove and dominate in his major league debut in the middle of a wild card race in September is impressive. He was phenomenal. He just shut the door, and he gave you everything you could have asked for and a million times more for a kid that has never pitched in Major League Baseball before. He looked fantastic. The rest of your bullpen was absolute nails as well. Weissert gives you a perfect 6th. Slayton gives you a perfect 7th. Matz gives you a perfect 8th. And Chris Murphy gives you a perfect 9th. Perfect. By perfect, I mean no runs. They each gave up at least 1 hit, but no walks. Not a lot of runners on the pond. The Red Sox pitching dominated the Athletics tonight, and it's evident in the no runs scored. You shut them out, which was incredibly impressive. Offensively, kind of a quiet night. You put up 6, but there is a lot of context involved. 9 hits, 3 walks, 10 Ks. 5 of your 6 runs batted in came from Romy Gonzalez and Rob Refsnyder. All 3 of Rob Refsnyder's RBIs came in the first inning on a 3-run home run, which was absolute chills. Romy Gonzalez hits a leadoff 3-run home run. The lefty mashers absolutely jumped out on top in the first inning, and it was really, really great to see. And that was kind of it. Bregman, Story, Duran, Narvaez, and Sogard all had hits. 1 hit to be exact. And other than that, that was kind of it. Romy and Refsnyder were the only 2 to have multi-hit games. And that was, again, kind of it. You scored 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the 8th, and that was it. Your offense didn't do much after that, but that was okay. You didn't need them to, because you already had a 5-run lead in the third. So, like, at that point, you're good. So, like, kind of a boring game. Like, it was really awesome to watch Connelly Early just absolutely carve up the Athletics offense. You scored more than enough runs in the first 2 innings, and then you just kind of coasted the rest of the game, which was really great to see. The only thing that was kind of worrisome was Romy Gonzalez left this left in the middle of this game. He was diagnosed with knee soreness, but both Cora and Romy have said now that he's going to be fine. Literally, I just got a tweet as we were filming this video from Chris Cotillo that said, Romy Gonzalez says he's fine after his knee locked up mid-game. Day-to-day, if anything, we could see Romy in the lineup later today. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I'm not really that worried. If Cora's not worried about it and Romy himself is not worried about it, I'm not worried about it either. I think we will be okay. You guys let me know in the comments. Grade Connelly Early's MLB debut, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving it an astounding A+++++++++. Tying the franchise record for most strikeouts in your MLB debut, absolutely carving up a major league lineup. I don't care what the team is. Like I've said, the Athletics lineup is nothing to scoff at. It's exciting to see these young guys come up and pitch well. Payton Tolle's first outing was electric. I get his second outing wasn't great. I would assume he bounces back later today a little bit better. And then for Connelly Early to come up and shove as well and not do it in a different way. Like, you know, his fastball got up into the mid-90s, which was very impressive, but that's not what he's known for. He's known for his secondaries. He's known for his changeup, and he was tunneling, which was very impressive to watch him just tunnel and just absolutely put the Athletics players into absolute knots at the plate. Like, he is like, his pitch ability, that's a trait that scouts talk about. His pitch ability is incredibly impressive. Like, Tolle's going to just command you with his 98 plus mile an hour plus fastball and just say, here it is, hit it. Connelly Early is going to carve you up like a butcher and just make you look silly and strike you out. To have two pitchers with two different styles as rookies is like very exciting to watch, and I thought Connelly Early was absolutely masterful last night. So ABC, D, or F, you let me know down below in the comments. Let's look at the scoreboard real quick. This was big. Like it was a big day. As baseball is, and it is cruel and unusual, the Blue Jays, who were supposed to lose and were losing, ended up winning in extra innings. So you lose when the Blue Jays lose, you win when the Blue Jays win. I don't know if you're going to win the division, but you're only 3 back, so it's interesting to say the least. But let's look at the scores real quick. I know I didn't do this last night, so I apologize, but nothing really happened last night that changed anything up. The Royals lose to the Guardians, so, you know, is what it is. 1-1, the other lost. The Yankees got absolutely shredded by the Tigers, which was great to see. Like we already mentioned, the Blue Jays beat the Astros in extras. Any other games of substance? The Rangers beat the Brewers, and that is pretty much it. So as the standings look right now, you are 3 back on the Blue Jays in the East. You're going to need to be a few more games. You're going to need to be like 1 game back at the most by the time you play Toronto to end the season. If you're anywhere more than that, I don't think you're going to win the division. So it really is going to come down to that first wild card spot, and you are currently tied with the Yankees for that top wild card spot. You're 3.5 games up on the Mariners for the last wild card spot, and you're 5 games up on the Texas Rangers from being eliminated from wild card contention. So you're still sitting pretty. You've got, I believe, 16 games left in the season. You've got 1 more game today against the Athletics. Then you have probably the most crucial series of the rest of the year, a 3-game series at home against the Yankees, which could decide who gets that number 1 wild card spot. And we're going to be here for all of it, guys. Short form recaps after every game, full length videos the day after. That is my commitment to you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Last late first pitch of the year. I'm so happy that I can get full regular nights of sleep and not be going to bed at 1 a.m. and then have to get up at 7 a.m. to go to work the next morning. Like, thank God we're done with the late West Coast first pitches. They're done. We did it, guys. It's all over. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. You all are the best. We'll see you later today with a short recapping the game, and then again tomorrow morning with another full-length video. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Until next time, go Sox.